Okay, go ahead.
Excellent. This is fun. Okay, we're going to, do we have Pam Mulligan here? No?
Yes,
Oh, yeah, we do. Okay. And what about Lisa? No Lisa yet? Okay, first, my apologies to the Canadians. I neglected to even have a thought about Thanksgiving. So October 10th is off the board, but we'll get to that later.
Yeah, that's fine.
Okay, so I'd like to go ahead and go over the minutes of the August 1st board meeting. Does everyone have a copy of that and have they reviewed it?
yes.
I have.
Yep.
I have.
Okay, any comments or changes?
No.
Nope, all set.
Nope,
All
that's
those
good.
in favor of accepting the minutes of the August 1st meeting? Okay, Lynn?
Aye.
Aye.
All in favor? Okay,
Hi.
excellent. Okay, now let's go over the treasurer's report from August 31st. Pam has sent those along to us, and hopefully everyone has had a chance to look at this. Would you like to comment, Pam?
There's not a heck of a lot to comment, but in August, we had 4 new members. So that's an additional $400. We refunded 1 membership. That was Robin Greenstein asked for a refund.
Why was that? Do you know?
Mary, I forget why.
But she's not coming here or something like that. She
I think
won't
she
be here.
moved. I think she moved.
Yeah,
that's
that was it. That was it. That's right. So as of August 31st, we have a balance of $9,190.32. So we're in good shape.
Excellent. All those in favor of accepting the treasurer's report?
Aye.
Aye.
Aye. Okay, thank you. Treasurer's report is approved. Okay, so let's go through some of the old business. Let's start with Mary. This is always an exciting time of year to talk about membership.
All right, I think the last form I had sent out to you, we had 60 renewed and 10 new. And since then, Sandy Waldman has signed up. Patty Baker is giving me her check tomorrow. And
Oh, good.
another gal, Fran, that's been playing with the Thursday group, asked for a membership, and I believe she's going to join. And I still have a couple others in the wings.
Do you know what her last name is?
That's with an S.
Okay, Fran S. Perfect.
She used to play with us years ago. So she's
Oh, I
a seasoned
find.
golfer.
Good, excellent.
What's interesting listening, like Donnie Ewan joined, and what's her name that used to do the
Rachel.
Rachel. And listening to them is last season, they didn't join a league, but they also had a real difficult time getting, tee times anywhere.
Yeah.
That were reasonable, so.
Likely to continue, I think.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yep.
All right, that's great. So we'll continue on with that. That's all right. We'll skip over that right now.
We have
Let's go
73.
to the really, how much do we have?
We have 73, 62 renewed and 11 new.
Perfect, thank you. Lynn, you want to comment about the membership booklet? And
Yeah, the membership booklet's coming along really nicely. I think the biggest thing is to understand how we want to order it, because I've gotten several different feedbacks on how to order it. And the real issue is whether we put tournaments or local rules on the back or the inside front cover. In other words, and I think we need to look at this from a perspective of how is the bulk of the membership going to use this? Because some of us look at it and say, oh, I need those tournaments right in front of me all the time. Does the membership really need that, or do they need the rules more? So I can move it around any way that we want to decide. And you all got the last email from me that had old versus new order.
I love the cover. I love it.
Yeah, the
Yeah,
covers.
I do
And don't worry about the palm trees, because God knows, we might not have any with a new owner or whoever. So
Right, exactly. I personally, it doesn't really matter how it's ordered. I was listening to that discussion. I applaud everyone for having an opinion, because I guess I'm pretty opinionless, but I don't think that people are ever going to look at rules ever.
well, this is something that needs constant reminder, like last year, and we need to do this again. We need to have the cart cards, for
Yeah. I
so
can
that
do
they
them
know
and get them ready.
what to do on 12 and 17. I actually have the formats for those in my computer, so I can print some out or whatever. And, other than that, really, I just think it's an issue of, do we want the tournaments on the inside back cover last, or the local rules last? Just let me know. I don't really have an opinion.
Does
think-
anyone have a strong opinion about this?
Claire
do.
did.
I do.
Okay,
Well, you know what? If it's at the very front or the very back, that's fine with me. That they're easier to find. I think tournaments is what the people will be looking at more than anything else, because they'll say, oh, let's see what we're playing next week. And they will look for the tournament page. Now, you're right about the rules. They're not that keen about that, but they should be together. Either one before the other or back, whichever way you want to do it. So for me, it's however it's easiest for them to find the tournament schedule. So either the front or the back, I don't care about that, just as long as it's right at the front or right at the back.
All right, I think that's reasonable, because I don't think most people bring their handbooks with them when they play.
Right.
So the rules don't have to be right in front of them. We can supplement their rules with either cart cards or the newsletter or my weekly emails or whatever, so that it's right in front of them the day before they come. So I'll put the tournaments last, and I'll reorder everything else, in whatever order. The last time you sent me, Claire, you sent me suggestions. It was basically the middle was the same. You just wanted the tournaments at the end.
Yeah, as I said, either the front or the back, doesn't matter where, but it's easier to find them that way.
Right, okay.
Yeah.
And I'll definitely put the Constitution and the bylaws in the middle, because that's the thing that people don't look at the most.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
Okay. Pam, did you have a suggestion?
No,
I thought I
because
saw
I
you.
think, I think it, in my personal opinion is, if you have the cart cards, that they can, and we remind them, keep them in your golf bag. And so you keep them handy. So if you gotta
Right.
look, rather than the whole booklet. Yeah, I think they'll use that more than a booklet.
Okay, so I'll make those final changes, and I could send it around once more if you want, or if you're if your brain is blowing up because of this, I'll just wait until mid-October. I'll be back in town October 13th. I'll check with Mary and make sure I have the latest membership list then, and then go look to print it toward the third or fourth week in October.
okay, I think that's fine. I don't think we need to see this coming around again. I do want to just kind of toss this out to people. I had never really said that we need to have Pat Raccanello on there as a membership person for Intra-Club.
Uh-huh.
And it's not because I'm really, again, have much of an opinion, except Lisa, there's always been a little bit of controversy about having Intra-Club as a member of the board of directors. And I'd like to limit the board to, an intimate group of people. And one of the controversies that has occurred in the past is that people object to having too many A players on the board. If we throw in Pat, we get another A player, that really starts to skew things a little bit, because of course, we have several. We have Mary, we have Claire, we have, Deb Del Vecchio is borderline on any occasion. We have
Lisa,
and we have
Pam,
and
Pam,
Pam and me,
and you,
right? So
yeah.
that really starts to skew things in a certain direction. I'm a little hesitant to do that.
Well, the only reason I put it in was because Lisa suggested that she wanted it in, but I can take her out if the board feels.
Right, and she wanted Pat. She wanted Pat to help her, but Pat she can still be a committee of two. She can
She can
certainly
be first mate.
exactly. And Pat has been, very willing to kind of step up, but I don't really think she particularly cares about the limelight right now based on my conversations. And I just really don't want to overly skew this board.
All right, done deal. And then I would say, the only other thing that I would point people to, and I did highlight yellow, was Claire's verbiage for maximum hole score for better pace of play. Is everybody happy with that?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay, It's good,
Pretty
clear.
excited about it.
Yeah, I mean, I thought it, you know, it makes total sense, but I just want to make sure everybody was good with that.
Okay,
And other than that, I think I've made any other corrections that anybody has suggested, so I think it should be.
I'm particularly interested with the WTF Pro, and I hope that he or she will continue to be on board with us.
Well, I'm now suggesting that maybe we have rotating pro, so each of us takes a week.
Roll of the week. I like it. I like it a lot.
If they can't get it to stick, I'll say, okay, I'll take the first week of November. You take the second. You take
All right.
and
stay
we'll see
tuned.
how that goes.
Excellent. Well, great job with this, Lynn. This is a big task and you make it look
is.
easy and it's not. So, yay.
And
All right.
one more question. Are the tournaments going to be in the front or the back?
I'm gonna put them in the back. Because I think because I like the idea that the board shows up when you open the cover.
Oh, well, yeah, absolutely. I didn't mean for you to put the tournaments in front of them. I
Yeah,
meant,
and the tournament needs 2 pages. It's a page and a half. So I'll put
Is
it at the very back. You open up the back.
yeah,
You know, you look at WTF Pro, you open it up and you got your tournaments.
fine, that's fine. No,
Perfect.
that's easy. It's easy to find. And it's not.
Now, what do you
because
think I
people
should do about, I guess I gotta wait till the last minute with this pro thing. Like
Yeah.
that-
Yeah, I checked it today. We don't have an update. So let's you'll be the second to know, Lynn. How's that?
Or the third or the fourth.
Yeah, maybe, huh?
Yeah.
Okay, that takes us into Golf Genius update.
Oh, that's me.
That would be you.
Yes, I started to add the new members and I was gonna work on the league and gonna do this and do that, but the computer guru is having computer issues.
Uh-oh.
So I'm sort of running on thin ice here, ready to die any minute. So I'm out looking for a new computer. But I'll have
But
it
we
done
do know
before-
that you're able to spin at a moment's notice. So a little bit of a setback will not be a long-term problem.
No, it won't. I actually,
As long as you've already updated my my contest sheets, I'll be okay with it.
yeah, didn't I update them? Didn't I send them to you?
Yes.
Then you're done. We're done.
On that, I guess I need to segue a little bit backwards. When we talk about signing up in the booklet, signing up for tournaments, I didn't see any like reference to doing any Golf Genius signups.
I don't think we initiated that
We
yet. did
haven't
we?
initiated
Yeah.
yet. I was waiting for Cindy. Cindy was gonna set up a test league and send it from her email address for signups to see if it came from her or if it comes from me, because I'm listed as the communication manager. And
Uh-huh.
he hasn't been able to do that yet. I'll recruit somebody.
Well, what are we thinking about it? I mean, because that would require a change to the booklet.
What, can we just say we're gonna sign up through Golf Genius? If I have to do it, I'm fine. I'll just create a new.
You know, we've got another 3.5, 4 weeks before I have to print the booklet.
Right.
And that can, and even if we come up upon that deadline, we could always create a sticker and put it in the inside of the front cover that says, now you can sign up for Golf Genius online, here's how.
That won't like cover up the board of directors with them.
No, it'll be on the inside of the front cover, which is now blank.
Okay, cool. We wouldn't want that to happen. Okay.
I have, I had a fleeting thought for a moment that was a question, but no, it fleeted right out of my mind. So I'll call you all at 3 o'clock in the morning when I remember it.
He'll come back to you before we get out of here, I'm sure.
Oh, I know what it was. I can either list all of the tournaments in, and they can sign up one by one, but I'm afraid that everybody would sign up for all of them all at once and never go in and say, I'm not going to play this day, or I can just do them weekly.
I
Or
think
maybe the
that's a good idea.
forwarding week. I don't know.
Can you make it so we could sign up 2 or 3 weeks at a time?
Sure can. Especially for match play, that would be good.
Why is it a good idea to sign up weeks in advance?
I'm sorry, what?
Why is it a good idea to sign up weeks in advance?
Why is it?
Yes.
I don't know.
think that would cause more nightmares.
Think so?
Yeah, what if people sign up for 3 weeks and then all of a sudden they think, oh shit, no, I'm not gonna be here, or I'm gonna do something else.
Well,
And
they
then
can.
then
they
they
can
have
go-
to, then they have to, you
Go
know,
in and delete themselves. Yeah.
right,
They
exactly.
just go in and bring up the email and say, I'm not gonna play, or they go into the website and say, I'm not gonna play.
The only reason I suggest that is because, you know, we use a system up here at my course in New York. And it has all, you know, all the events, all the women's events, what has everybody's events. But you can go in 3 and 4 weeks in advance and say, I'm going to sign up for A, B, C, and D. And that way, you know, I don't forget to sign up every week. But then again, I also don't get an email from someone like Cindy every week that says it's time to sign up.
Yeah.
So,
Right. Well, that can be auto-generated. That email is auto-generated every week. I'll take a look at it when I'm back up and not using, as Cheryl knows, I'm so fond of is touch.
Okay, so we're just gonna have that under, you're gonna review this as we move forward and
Yeah.
keep us current. Okay, on interclub, I think we're all set. The only question right now is about a Monday play time and dates. And this is, we're waiting for a pro, so we're gonna hang on that one too, but I think we're gonna be able to get this up and rolling, and certainly we can do that even as we get into the season, so. What about Facebook, Mary?
I'm just looking at, we have 53 members. And once we know who is playing, it's easy for me to go in and delete those that are no longer with the league. But it is up to the new gals to request to join. And that's in the welcome letter.
Do we know, do we have people that we know absolutely are not joining?
Yep. Let me find that list. We have Aline Moskowitz is having back surgery.
Again,
Maria Beckett joined the LPGA Amateur League. Diane Berman said no league this season. Mary Esquivel would not be in Florida this season. Let's see. This was a surprise one. Doris Trusso not joining a league this year. And she had said, because people she usually plays with are not joining. And the only one I can think of that I have not heard from is Ann McGee.
yeah, I don't think she's,
play with, is Ann joining, Claire?
I don't think so. It didn't sound like it last season, Mary, so I'm not surprised that she didn't join.
All right, because I was,
She hardly played last year.
yeah. And she waited to the last minute last year to join.
Mm-hmm.
And as far as, well, someone like Patricia Macri,
Yeah, I didn't even send her a follow-up because I thought she moved and joined a private club.
I think she
I
did
guess
too.
not that I know this, but I doubt, I mean, it was a real hike for her to come down to Delray.
Yeah,
She did it last season, but only a few times.
She
Yeah,
only
that's
played
right.
once. She played
Mhm.
once.
I
Oh,
do
there you
have
go.
another gal that just joined the Palm Beach County Women's Golf Association, real nice gal. She lives up in Wellington. And I've got her playing with our Thursday group, and we're actually playing Seagate this week. So that
Yay.
she has 2 young children. So that will give her an idea of how long it would take to get to, she's new, like, I mean, she's only been here a month or so. A good golfer. But I just don't know how long a hike that is for her. Because she's looking for women. She's been playing with men mostly, she said.
What about Sheila Ewell? Did we just, is she pretty much out?
Yeah, she was the one that said never contact her again.
Oh, oh
That's what-
gosh.
That's what Cindy had told me.
Oh my God.
And we were
So I
afraid
just
about giving her a
scratched
few
off.
dollars.
Mary, what about Megan Bonaconte?
I think I sent her a message and no response at all. Let me see.
Okay, and how about Mary Kent Ireland? I didn't
I
think
sent
she
her a
was,
message too.
I don't
yeah.
think she's coming
Megan I
back.
didn't hear about, because Megan has a couple kids, so I'm kind of surprised that she hasn't signed up, because I thought she enjoyed it last year.
She
And
did, but
I don't
maybe it's a
know-
problem getting a sitter.
Oh, is that what it was? I don't
Could
know
be.
about Mary Kent.
She won all the raffles.
Oh, did
Yeah, she did. She won a lot. She was good. But her mother used to be her babysitter. So I don't know if there's a change there. I think that was the problem.
Yeah.
But-
And a
but
couple of
Mary- Mary Kent Ireland, I don't think she's coming back. She really was very unwell last year.
right.
And
she
that's
was.
why I thought she wasn't going to rejoin.
Yep. And you know who hasn't signed up is Giovanna, which I know she's in Bolivia. but I don't know when she's coming back. She must be coming back because, you know, they just bought a brand new house on Lyons Road. I can't think of the name of the community across from Boca Bridges. What's that one called? Looks like Fountain of Youth out front.
I think she'll be back.
Yeah, and I did send her an email, and she does text me once in a while, but she hasn't said nothing about league. So I don't know how long she's there for. I'm not sure what's going on.
Well, I will probably be wanting to send some things out. I'm reluctant to use the old Facebook list if some of these people aren't there, because frankly, I don't want them to be part of my correspondence.
Yeah, I can go in and delete them now, the ones that have told me they're not coming back. If
Yeah,
they're
that'd be
on Facebook.
awesome if you could do that.
Yeah, I can do that. That's not a problem. That's easy.
All right, thank you. Okay, member guest.
Well, because my counterpart is not around, she's in Norway.
Of all things.
Yeah. And we tried to do a follow-up last month and just too busy. So we really haven't made no progress. I
Okay,
think that, you know, I won't be there on opening day. And I think that that's going to be what Linda really has to work on from the standpoint of talking up the member guests, the concept, and getting a committee formed. So we had interest from several people. So we have to get that planning committee off the ground, and then we can get going in December.
plenty of time. Okay.
Yeah, just no progress to date.
And so we will just segue right into newsletter.
Newsletter. Well, I have assignments for everybody.
I bet you do.
So we will aim to have it out for the first week in November. I don't know if we want to have it before opening day or
I like it before.
before. Okay, November 1st. And so I was thinking it would be great to get everybody's input by October 23rd. And I'll send this out in an email. So I need headshots for board member pictures, which would be Deb Del Vecchio and Linda Kay, but not Pat Raccanello, I take it.
Right.
Okay. And we need a letter from the president. Surprise,
Mhm.
surprise.
Okay.
And I question, are we going to emphasize anything special this year? Theme wise?
That's a really good question. And actually, a theme came to my mind the other day when I was walking on the golf course. And it's not even something I want to do, but it's like, I want to go the next 50 years. But I don't want to be here for the next 50 years, so I don't want to say that.
Now, is it the 100th year anniversary of the creation of Delray?
Isn't it, Chris, isn't it 1923?
I don't know.
I think,
Yeah, well,
Um,
23 was Donald Ross, yes. Yeah,
Does anyone have a scorecard or something?
yeah, it's
that might
23.
say it?
yeah, it's 23.
Yeah,
So it's
23.
the 100
Oh,
years.
it's the club centennial.
It's the club centennial,
Great.
just in time for the RFP.
Yeah. What a nice celebration of the centennial.
I don't know if that's a theme we'd like to.
Let me
to-
give that a little more thought. I'm trying to find someone to talk to, and when I do, I will certainly see if that's going to be something we want to play up.
Okay. And then we can think around, you know, because I used the little 50th logo, and we used it for member guests, we used it for the handbook, you know, there were lots of ways that if once we have a theme, we can kind of work that into the newsletter and everything else. And I love the picture on the handbook, so, you know, that could
Oh, yeah, it's very
that could
fun.
make for a nice little, you know, graphic to have. Membership column. What I'm going to do is I'm going to send out the November newsletter from last year. And that way you can just go in and modify the text if needed. So Mary, you can see the column that you wrote, we put it on the front page, and And same with, you know, the games of the day, you know, all of those little, you know, championship hole. We have to decide on championship hole.
Oh, yeah, that's something else we have to do.
Yeah. So we have till October 23rd to fill that one in. But I'll send out the newsletter so you can actually just go in and kind of modify the columns. Same for Claire. So you would just do a column on the tournaments for December,
Okay,
or maybe November and December, since it'll be coming out November. It'll be the tournaments for November. And the sign-up procedures for Cindy and Chris, once we figure out what they are. Yeah, and the handbook, so you can go into the November last year newsletter, and there's a nice little handbook paragraph, you know, so you can just modify that, Lynn.
Okay.
And Linda Kay, when she gets back, she'll need to advertise the upcoming social events. So there's the wine tasting. Is there something else in November?
Yes, well, actually there is. There are going to be a couple of things, and I'll get to that in a bit.
Okay, good. And then we've been working a lot up here on Pace of Play. So I have a variety of handouts and resources that we've accumulated. And we went through this whole thing of having a one-page sheet with Pace of Play stuff. And I think we kind of modified from what I put it in the newsletter a long time ago that I got from Mary. It was, I think you got it at the Boca League. It was a nice little Pace of Play, you know.
Oh, yes, that was the Boca League, yeah.
So it was passed around our board up here, and the pro got involved with it too. And so they finally decided that it needed to be much wordier, you know, a little more explanation. So it's ending up being a 2-page with paragraphs handout. So I'm not really sure I like that as much as the sort of brief little, you know, pay attention to the group in front of you. If they've gone too far, you know, be sure to move away, you know, have the tee off first, whatever. So I'll share those handouts, and we can see whether or not we're going to do more of a little card reminder, little crib
Yeah.
card or something, or should we just put in the newsletter a handout, whatever.
Actually, I have something under liaison for the quote flashcard for Pace of Play, because I thought that'd be a great thing for those folks to take charge of. But since neither one of them
Right.
are here, we can just segue right into that. And I think, honestly, I would almost like to hand whatever this is, if it's a little card or whatever, out each day we play. And I think we had talked about having a captain for
Yes.
each foursome. I think it gives people permission to say, hold up, you know, right here it says, you know, you should be taking excessive practice swings, whatever it is, to reinforce and reinforce. I really like to make it a focus. So whatever you have that is really cool, Karen, would be awesome.
I will. So what I'll do is assign Janet and Deb to doing that, you know, to think about having a regular column in the newsletter about it, reminders and stuff. And then I can send you this little Pace of Play 1-page handout, and we'll go from there. The other interesting thing is the pro said it should take you 20 seconds, you know, to do your shot. In other words, you pull up to the ball, you look at the, you know, well, in our golf course, we have a little computer screen, but you get your measure out, you get your club, and you prepare for your shot before you even get there. So you can jump out of the cart, take your stuff, and then the other cart. So within 20 seconds.
It's really part of your job. It's part of your job as a player to be prepared. Yes.
Just be prepared and to try and pull it off in 20 seconds. And I was playing with my one golfing partner today in a tournament who is extremely slow, and she has a ritual. And damn, you know, she can't do it in 20 seconds. It's really annoying. So I started counting, you know, from the moment she gets out of the cart.
Oh, yeah.
And she has this practice swing, and then she looks again, you know, and so, yeah. But I thought the 20-second was kind of a nice little way to look at it. Try and do it in 20 seconds.
Well, that we may be able to kind of incorporate that into the rain
Yeah,
days
well, it could be
information,
in the
stuff
little
like
crib
that.
card, you should take no longer than 20 seconds, Anyway.
That's excellent, excellent.
And Lisa, I think there's a little article that she can modify for the match play.
Okay, good.
So I will send out the newsletter from last November and this little list of assignments. Coming soon
Excellent.
to your mailbox.
Perfect. They'll be here before you know it.
Yeah.
Super. Well, let's go back then to Lynn and talk about contests for this season.
Well, we need to decide on a championship hole.
Okay, I forgot what we had. Which one we had the first year?
5, and then we had 14.
5. We've never, 14, yes, okay. Oh, I'm on the wrong golf course in my brain. Okay, at one point we had really bandied about 16.
Mhm.
But I think it became an issue because for some people, and it with hands, they may not get the extra strokes, so net play wouldn't come into play. And I spoke to like the one person that might involve at one time, and she said, I don't care. So anyway, what do people think?
16 or 8.
8 is long.
Yeah. It's
It's different now that we don't have red tees, definitely.
Right.
How about 18?
18.
18 is your
pretty.
par 4.
Yeah.
Well, it's definitely not as long as number 8, but what's the handicap on number 18?
18, 16 is the 4th. So 16 is a 4th because of probably those bunkers.
Right.
Yeah.
18 is just, 18 is for the ladies, 307 yards. 16 is 242.
No, but what handicap hole is it? Number what?
16 is the 4th
No,
handicap.
no, 18.
18 is the 6th handicap.
It was the 6th,
Probably
okay.
11.
That's pretty easy. But does
Yes.
that matter?
We
Is
have
that
a
a
lot
good
of
thing?
ties.
It is it's easier than the
We need a
other.
little, we need a little more challenge because last year we had a lot of tie.
We did.
Well, then I would, my suggestion would be number 16.
That would
There's
be
there's a
mine.
lot of golf on that hole,
Yeah, there can be.
Yeah,
A
for
lot of
sure.
golf.
for sure.
Anyone, I want to discuss this a little bit further. I'm in Maine golf right now, so I'm not really even thinking about this course.
I mean, the only reason I suggested 18 is because it's fairly straight away. I mean, and there are a couple of bunkers, but other than that, you can't dip it in a canal. You can't, it's more like 14 than unlike 14.
All right, so I'd go between 16 and 18. Either one of them's good.
Pam, what do you think?
My vote's 16 only because, 18 and 14 are similar and we had a lot of ties.
Right.
Try it this year to try it and see if it kind of solves the tie problem that we had last year.
Yeah, 16 has a little more challenge, that's all.
Yeah.
We have 2 more people coming on.
No kidding.
Yeah, Lisa and I'm not sure who else.
That must be Deb.
It's a cell phone, so it might be Cindy.
Oh. Okay. Chris, what do you think?
I think 16.
We did this, we did do a lot of banding about on this last year, and 16 almost won.
Yeah, because I originally said it was 16.
I know
So
you
we're
talked
happy-
about it the first year you did the championship hole, but you didn't pick it. But so we've done the other 2. Let's try this one this year. As I said, it's got a little more challenge.
Yeah.
I'm perfectly fine with 16 if you folks want to go with them. Lisa, is Lisa on?
There she
There
is.
I am.
She is.
There I-
Hello, Lisa.
Hey, Lisa.
Oh, I'm so sorry. Look at my
Uh-oh.
It's lovely.
house.
Are you
Like
living,
the wall.
are you living in a yurt?
I'm dusting
Oh.
daily,
Okay.
daily.
God.
Mm,
Anyways.
When are you coming down? When are you coming down, Lisa?
I'm hoping to come down October 15th.
Awesome. Okay, well, we were just going through the contest hold for the season, and we were sort of settling in on number 16. We had done 14 last year and 5 the year before.
Yep.
So, so that'd be great if we decide on 16. And then in terms of the other contests, I mean, we should do skins like we did because people won a lot of money and they loved it. And they also really liked, what a pot of gold.
Pot of gold.
Yeah, I like that too.
Are we leaving them gold or are we gonna?
I think so, because we have the buckets, right?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah,
Oh,
we
yeah.
could
Why
always paint-
reinvent
we
the
can-
wheel?
We can paint them a different color.
Say pot of purple? What?
Yeah, I was gonna say, it sounds good if you say pot of gold.
Yeah,
Yeah, I people did love
they
They
did.
did.
Green.
that
Pot
one.
of
They love that
green.
kind of, so yes,
And we
Pot of
don't do it
green.
every week. We'll decide when we're gonna do it, right?
Right, right.
Yeah.
We had like 4 or 5 of them, maybe
Yes,
6 last year. I
something
don't
like
I don't have
that.
it in front of me. I don't have any clever ideas for any new contests. I would suggest that, you know, the 3 contests are enough to keep track of.
Absolutely.
Well,
That's
we
that's
already
enough.
decided at the last meeting, we were going to give it a week before we announce skins because it just is
Right.
harrowing to try and figure it all out in
Yeah.
a couple of hours.
it's pressure.
Yeah.
We don't want pressure.
Yeah.
Mm-mm.
Okay, I think it, honestly, I thought the contests were successful and they were
Yeah.
well received, and I don't know why we have to improve upon that, or if we
Great.
could. to
We
be honest.
should continue to do free lunch.
Oh,
lunch,
yes, we
yes,
should do
yeah.
that.
Free
It
lunch.
is definitely in.
That was very popular.
Yes.
That was fun.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, for sure.
Okay, anything else on the contest? Okay, we're gonna withhold the results. Okay. We've already skipped by pace of play. We're gonna have, Carol's gonna send out some information on that, Lisa, and some handouts for people so we can keep this in the front of their mind as the season continues.
Yeah.
Okay, so we've all set on the maximum score per hole. We're going to go with what is has been put into the new handbook. And we had talked about under old business about a captain assigned for each foursome. So is that something that we want to do?
Yes.
Mm-hmm.
And how, Chris, are we going to determine this?
That's difficult.
I thought you said the first person on the card was
Chris?
gonna be the captain. The first
Yeah, but-
person's name on the
Right, but
card
how
was gonna
does-
be the captain?
But how are you gonna decide that?
Well, whoever prints the card.
Well, that would be Chris. This is why we're going to Chris.
That's kind of a random thing. Well, it goes by, usually we usually do it by handicap. So it would be the person with the lowest handicap on that particular team. That's how it normally comes out.
Well, that kind of makes sense.
Yeah.
Oftentimes the people with the lower handicaps have a better grasp of different things too. All right, fine, good.
So it's the first person on the team is captain?
First
If it's
person
on the card.
On the
I'm
fourth,
sorry, on the card. Well, team card, whatever.
Okay.
Yeah, sure, why not?
Okay.
Okay, so now we're gonna slip into new business, but I'm going to go to one that isn't on here. Because, let's see, last Friday, I believe it was, I got a text from Mary Frontero. And she said that she has been playing the summer at Delray Beach and at the Muni, and that the conditions continue to deteriorate there. And she wants to know when one would have be able, what is the latest date one would be able to withdraw their membership from the league?
Oh, my God.
I have not responded to that. I have many opinions on that. Okay, so I spoke with, I called and spoke with Rick this morning because he happened to be the one who answered the phone. And I asked him about the condition of the course, and part of my thinking, and I talked to Pam about this a little bit too, is that there hasn't been any rain in Delray for the entire summer up until last week. And even though oftentimes Atlantic National would be getting rain, Delray Beach did not. And so I think that probably stunted some of the growing conditions and things that they depend upon. So Rick agreed that they hadn't had any rain, and that they were getting rain today or tomorrow, but it's been raining now. So in the fall things tend to green up and etc. But he told me that if you were to consider that last year the conditions were a 5, this year he thinks the conditions are a 4. Just to kind of give you a general
Have you
viewpoint.
played, Pam?
Yeah,
Because I
Yeah.
drove by it the other day and it looked
Yeah.
really good from the road, but I haven't played it.
yeah. I played it, 2 weeks ago? My sister was here. I'm gonna start playing more now. But yeah, I think it's hard to tell. I think the fairways, although now they're starting to green up, they were pretty brown because we haven't gotten the rain. Every time out in Atlantic National out there, it rains out there, we get nothing. It seems to evaporate. But it's been raining now for like 5 days straight. So it's like making up for it. So, and it looks like it's going to be that way, so I think, but I mean, the rough is still not, I haven't seen a major improvement in the rough. It's still probably the biggest. The greens seem to be fine. The aprons are good. The fairways were a little thin, and I think it's because the tee boxes don't look so great, especially the women's, because we haven't had rain. They're pretty brown. So I see them out there fertilizing and the trucks, spreading whatever, but without a lot of rain. They've been watering, but so, I mean, I can kind of give you an update, in the next couple of weeks to see if, I'll be playing and say, kind of give you an update of, okay, it's starting to look a little better. The rain's helping, blah, blah, blah.
Let me know when you're playing. Maybe I can join you for a round. And
Okay.
would there be a problem, Cheryl, if we kind of did a carte blanche that you can move your ball club's length in the fairway or the rough, as long as you're not like in trees or that kind of stuff?
That would be a discussion. We've had that one club length in the fairway,
Right.
but the rough has been, it's dicey. I don't know how people feel about that. Rick said he felt that there was a little bit more weed growth there right now. And, he said that, yeah, the fairways are growing a little bit better. But how do people feel about that? I mean, it's part of the game is to have to deal with some of the unexpected things.
But the only problem there's a lot of areas that there's just dirt. It's not even like you're in weeds. It's just like nothing.
Yeah, well, I think maybe if you or Pam, if you can get out there and take some notes on the course, let's find out exactly what we're dealing with here. And Mary, if you have a chance to play too, or Chris, I would be really, really, really great. And then we can talk about this.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, you are?
We could do that.
Okay.
Yep.
Cheryl, can I say something about what happened to my golf league here this summer?
Absolutely.
Well, our course is under new management, and long story short, the greenskeeper is not up to snuff. And so our fairways look like they have a disease. And so, of course, in the summer, we have to play the ball down. But because the fairways were in such bad shape, they allowed us to place the ball. If we were in a bald spot on the fairway, we could move it to grass, just lift it up and move it back, not forward. Then the rough was in such bad shape that in some areas where it was bald, like Mary says Delray is, in some areas there's absolutely no grass. So they said that if we were in the rough with an area that was bald, then we could move it to grass. But otherwise, if it was in the rough, on some weed or whatever, then you had to play that. So we could sort of consider that if you think about it after the girls see what the courses looks like in a couple of weeks.
Well, I think that's going to be a discussion, and I would like to see the October meeting sooner than later in October, because you will be pushing up against the season if we wait too long. So, you know, maybe we'd have like 3 weeks here now to assess the course. But the second part of the situation is that, well, you know, I guess I just never really like it when people are talking about quitting an organization and you know, wanting to get their money back. And I like to think that we're a little bit more than just golf. I think we're a group of people who are very fun to be with, you know.
Right.
That's my opinion. But
That's kind of how we promote it, that the course is never in great shape, but it's
Yeah.
a great group of ladies.
And we have other wonderful events going on as well.
Yep.
But getting back to the question about what's the deadline for returning dues? We
yeah,
had a discussion about that at a board meeting. I'll say at least 3 years ago, maybe 4. And so it would be recorded in the minutes somewhere what date we had chosen, Cheryl. Like and it wasn't that long a period. It seems to me it was a date in November, if I'm not mistaken. So if somebody could look at the minutes, go through them, would it be easy to do that? Or do you want not, you know what, you can always change your mind and say, you don't get your dues back unless there's some dire emergency like death or something.
it's really a fine question about that. And we must have applied logic to this because that's what we are. I don't know that, Pam, do you have that archived, all those minutes?
Yeah, I can go back and see if I can find something.
I
You
don't
can-
have any.
You can search the Word documents for refund.
Yeah,
I think it was 4 years. I think it was in my first year as president. So it would be what, 4 years ago?
Okay.
I
Well,
think
my first thought was before November 1st. I mean, if I were going to say, I'd say before November 1st, but then.
no, I think if my recollection was that it was November the 15th, which to
And-
me is fairly
Yeah,
early.
but that
That's only
allows
2
people-
weeks after we start. But you can change all of that, Cheryl.
Mm,
Right, but I'm thinking before November 1st, so that we know upfront what we have for money. But if you go before, you know, give them a 1 week play or 2, you know, people aren't even here, so how would they know? But a couple of weeks to see the course. If it's really course driven, then we're going to lose on every count.
But we
I'm
do have
sorry,
people
it
every year
shouldn't
that only
be
play one.
course driven. I
I'm
don't
sorry,
think you
Claire?
should quit the league because the course is in bad shape.
And
Especially,
we have had people that never played like once or twice, like that Mary only played, I think, once last year. Jane Hicks, I think, played only once last year.
we had members, Mary, that didn't play once,
Yeah.
not
I
once.
believe it.
So.
Yeah, well, I am a little concerned because, you know, it's a negative and, you know, when they say there's a group that plays all the time, that means they're talking about it a lot. And I'm not crazy about that, but I will get back with her with some information that's,
Or they're looking
Yeah.
around at the league, because I'm hearing that constantly, that like Donna and Rachel, that they couldn't get tee times last year, so everybody's looking for leagues. And, you know, the Atlantic National is not going to have a league. I've had several people question me recently about the Tuesday league that's supposed to happen at the Boca Country Club, that I think it was Anita. Pellegrini.
right.
And, you know, so people are.
Are they adding a Tuesday league, Mary?
I heard
'Cause
no,
last
but
year
I
it
have
was-
not talked to Anita.
Because last year it was Thursday, the same as
Yeah,
ours.
it's the same day as ours.
I think there is a Thursday. I think the Tuesday was going to be an additional league,
Oh, okay.
but I'm not sure. So I heard the other day that it wasn't happening. I can't think who told me, but.
Well, I guess I just, maybe a little cautionary note that we may lose a couple people, but again, I really think that we are larger than the golf course. And Claire gave me something last year that outlined the benefits of belonging to the league. I will toss that out to her and then we'll see what happens.
all right.
Frankly, I believe that her name has been mentioned as a negative person to me in the past. Is that correct?
Correct.
Chris?
I don't
That
know.
is correct.
That is absolutely correct.
Yeah.
yeah.
Be interesting
Anyway.
to go back and look at the handbook, like probably that year, Claire, like who left? We used to have a waiting list. Because
That's right.
surgery was in 2018. That's when I had to resign as membership chairman. And prior to that point, we had 120 with a wait list.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So it'd be interesting to see who left and kind of wonder why. I don't know.
Sounds like a lot of work. Anyway, I'll address that. In the meantime, if Pam and whoever's there can play some golf and make a few notes, then we can come up with something finite.
You know,
here.
and there's also there's a few people who belong to more than one league. And, you know, frankly, while, you know, for $85 for a renewal is to me a minimal amount, not, you know, and I don't want to be trivial about it, but it's a minimal amount to say, join the league, see what you think, play. If you're having fun, keep playing. If you're not having fun, join another league, you know, join an additional league.
Exactly. Okay. All right. So now I'm going to go back to the opening luncheon, and we don't have Linda, and we don't have, well, Linda's our go-to person on that. I've spoken with John Milner, and you know, they're very excited about getting us on board again, and you know, they're going to do everything, and they're wonderful. That's good. But we sort of need to come up with what we'd like to have for our opening luncheon. Last year we had quiche. It was fine. People seemed to like it. I'm not a quiche fan, but that's okay. I'm just wondering what people would like to see.
Chicken Caesar.
Yeah.
The ladies
You
love a
say that every
salad.
time.
I think the ladies love a salad, don't they?
Yeah.
I have salad down as a possibility. Anyone have any thoughts?
I like you know, I think a salad with a choice of either chicken or fish or, you know, whatever.
Salad.
Or a
Yeah.
Cobb salad
What do
Salad
we
with
do
a
the
protein.
closing?
or, yeah.
Yes, exactly.
a
Okay,
Caesar
and people,
with
I know
chicken
there's
or
someone who
Cobb
likes a roll. Is there a roll person there?
Oh, yeah. I remember the discussion about the rolls. Well, that was when we were having Caesar salad, and I said, why do we need a roll with Caesar salad? There's croutons in it. Oh, well, people want rolls. I think that was John's suggestion, that women wanted a roll with their salad. That's where the roll
Okay,
thing came from.
so what would we do? Do a cookie for dessert or what?
Yeah, just
Yeah.
a little
Keep it
plate,
simple.
just a little plate in the middle of the table for those that want dessert, because a lot of times they don't even eat dessert.
Okay, okay, we'll go with some kind of salad, and I'll put Linda on this. Maybe a croissant or a roll. They'll offer us the drinks and the you know, iced tea and so forth, and then we'll have cookies.
Maybe you could have a choice of salad, one or either a Caesar salad or another salad, you know, give them a choice.
What kind of other salad?
Well, like a Cobb salad.
Or a
Although a Cobb
vegetable,
salad is a lot
uh,
more expensive than a Caesar, I
Well, then you
think.
get all that, yeah, what about,
Do they have a
Well, not,
salad?
not if
that
it's a
has-
chicken Caesar.
Do they have a salad that has like the apples and pecans and stuff in it?
Yeah.
That's a Waldorf.
Cranberries.
That's a Waldorf salad, isn't it?
No, it's like
No.
a apple pecan salad at Wendy's.
Oh.
Yeah, like a Oriental
Or a fruit
with
salad or oriental salad. something like that.
orange and
For vegetarian.
almonds or pecans.
okay,
or-
some vegetarian option. How about that? And then they can figure, I'll talk to John about that.
I have one question. Did you ask John at all, because of the inflation of prices? Are they gonna, did he say anything that they would have to raise prices this year?
He didn't say anything to me about
He
it.
didn't say anything?
But you know, he's going to, you know, honestly, I think he must be in a bit of an awkward position, for instance, we do not have a pro. So he is like the, you know, flying solo there without any other, you know, great presence. And I really think he is going to continue to do the best he can to keep things nice for us. But I will, of course, you know, get some pricing from him.
Yeah,
But
I
that's,
was just wondering, I don't know. They haven't yet, so,
oh, they haven't.
I've gone down there and had lunch a couple of times and I haven't seen the prices
Oh,
change.
okay.
Cheryl, did John do any club improvements over the summer? Remember we talked about that?
He didn't say. No, I don't know that.
No. I haven't seen any.
I think, I can only imagine internally the chaos that could be going on there,
Mhm,
more than usual.
mhm.
So, but I will be calling him, and he has.
I do
That's
have
fine.
one good note. There are new doors on the outside bathrooms. They have been replaced with
Wow.
brand new doors. And
Great.
they
He
look,
did mention that.
it looks nice. The
Um,
old rusty things are gone.
I guess that
Good.
letter worked.
Yes, good, well, good going, Chris.
He is going to do a column for the newsletter, so I will tell him to have something available for October 23rd with a
Yeah.
photo.
Sounds good.
We'll find out maybe what he does there. That'll be fun. He may have
Yeah.
ideas on that. I don't want to beat this to death, but do we feel there's any Delray Golf Course real estate updates?
No, the meeting was, it was kind of a joke, I thought. Had all these people there. They had a lot of developers there. I bet you there was 10, maybe 15. And they had surveyors and all kinds, and they wouldn't allow any questions to be asked. They all had to be in writing, sent to the city. And like, it was kind of funny, I thought. And then they took a tour of the golf course and golf courts, and it was raining. So, but there was a lot of interest, but I don't know. I don't have good feeling about this whole.
What's going on behind number 11, Pam? Like street side?
Oh, that's just a staging area because they're doing sidewalks on Lawson
Oh, okay.
on
Yeah.
10th Street, and they just are using that area for sand and stuff to do sidewalks. So.
Okay, good. Maximum score per hole in tournaments, the speed play. I think we've already discussed that, so we're good with that. Okay, we time to do the budget.
Oh,
Well, the budget for the tournaments is done. But I'm still got a lot of holes, the member guest, which, I don't have any numbers for that. And then the luncheons, the opening, closing member luncheon. What I did do is I put in estimates based on last year for the luncheons. And I can send that out to you just to kind of look. But right now, let's see, without the member guest and without any budget for special events, the cocktail parties and whatever, we will have a net decrease in cash of $2,000, but that's because the member guest is blank. So, and we usually make money on that. But we'd still end up with a positive cash balance at the end of the year of $1,200, almost $1,300. So there's still a few little holes in the budget.
Well, we have a question with Claire to help us address. Are we going to stay with the same monetary payouts for the tournaments?
It's with the tournament schedule for this year, the weekly prize did increase $425 overall compared to last year.
Why?
I
Inflation.
think because we have more gross prizes we had a couple more gross tournaments this year. And
Yeah,
maybe just because,
we added gross prizes with that we didn't have last year.
yeah.
Are you talking about the budget going forward is going to be $425 more for pricing?
Yep.
Okay,
Well, didn't we have a point system in any case?
yes.
Yeah.
We went to a point system, so we could always manage the payout based on points, right?
Exactly.
Right, was
We
the
could,
increase
yeah.
in the majors? I mean, did you put the 425 in majors? Or just increase the number of points with gross payouts?
No, that's just weekly. The majors stayed the same.
Okay,
Well, the majors did go, well, we did increase match play a little from last year.
Right.
And President's Cup and Club Championship stayed the same. So,
Yeah,
but
it's only-
this is just.
It was only a
the
small increase in the match play, right?
Match pay was $40. President's Cup was the biggest one. It went from $5.45, which was the well, no, actually,
We-
wait a minute,
we
I'm looking at the
didn't-
wrong
we-
column.
we
No,
didn't-
no.
No, we
No,
didn't
match
increase
play-
President's
match
Cup or
play-
the Club
No,
Championship.
match play, President's Cup and Club Championship was the same. The budget is the same. I was looking at the actual column. Which
Right.
is different. Because the President's Cup came in actually under budget. For whatever reason.
I think Pam, that you should send a copy of this, your budget proposal to Claire and Lynn and myself, and then we'll kind of look it over and see if we can come up with questions, because we will have to have a budget in place for the opener.
Yeah, well, it's done, other than the other holes for the member guests.
well, I can put together a budget for the member guests, pretty much based on what's gone on for the past
Sure.
years.
Okay,
Use
yeah.
that as estimates.
Yeah.
And we saved a lot of money last year because Maria had purchased so many things for the year before, but I was able to, I'm going to repurpose the centerpieces and the hanging balls. And
Mhm.
so I think I can save on decorations.
Okay.
So,
Yeah, we
Excellent.
can plug something in and see where.
yeah, yeah.
And I can send you, Pam, what I think the contest will generate. Because we have those numbers.
I put in what we
did?
I put in,
Okay.
I put in a budget for that.
Okay,
It's the expense for this special contest, the cocktail parties.
Why
and
don't you
all that I
send-
don't have.
okay.
Pam, why don't you send the budget out to everybody, and then we can, if people have
Yeah,
questions with
see,
it.
see where the
or they can-
holes are. And I'll
Yeah.
give you a summary of where the holes are.
Okay.
And we can, and I mean, you made, I think when we have cocktail parties, et cetera, they can essentially be, expense neutral with all of Cheryl's creative contests and
Yep, for sure. Tell me-
revenues and raffles and
Tell me, can I have the exact theme for the member guest, please, Carol? What do we call it?
Roaring 20s.
Oh, Roaring 20s. Okay. Thank you. Okay, because I may want to be sending out an advance letter or something to people, because some people will actually try to be down for the opening, and they may want to have their, ideas for dressing lined up, that kind of thing.
Well, in the newsletter, we will officially name it and have a little paragraph about it and all of that. So it's
okay.
basically in the opening meeting, you can repeat many of the things that we write for the newsletter.
Okay, but I may want to do something in October that would just be like a preamble. And so I don't, I'll just say something general, that it will be a Roaring 20s theme, shall I say, or base theme or something based on the Roaring 20s?
Let me get back to you.
Okay.
Since we've done a logo and a title, and I'm just not prepared
Okay.
to say
So
what
that's
that.
well, that's all right. And I don't want to steal your thunder here, but I can.
No,
skirt
it's
around.
not, it's not thunder. I think you should have a theme, and I kind of need my counterpart to come back from Norway first. but-
Yeah.
So I'm hesitant to say at this point, but yeah,
Okay, that's
we
fine.
worked on theming, and we have a little logo and stuff like that already dreamt up, but I
Cool.
need to touch base
So,
with.
so Cheryl, just get the Charleston lessons ready.
Hey, you have no idea. You have no idea.
I'm sure. You're
Seen Cheryl and
absolutely
bling
correct.
like I saw Cheryl and bling.
Bling, bling, bling.
Bling, bling, bling. I'm sure Diane is practicing her steps.
Yes, without a doubt. She's, every time she hears something that's musically possible, she'll take it to an extent. Anyway,
I have a music
anyone else with
word.
new business? New business, anyone?
Business. What happened with the Jim Hackett Pro?
He retired.
He
He just,
retired, but
I kind of
just
talked
started
to,
work. How can you retire?
Retired or resigned?
he said
Resign?
he retired from Delray Beach.
Oh, okay.
Um,
Sounds more like a resignation.
Rick's-
Yeah, I talked to Rick and he said, you know, he felt he was just frustrated with
Everything.
Didn't want to play in
Yeah.
our sandbox. Can you blame
Right.
them?
It's the same old story, right?
Right.
Yeah. Mm.
Okay, so who else has new business? We seem to be on target here. We're just too organized, I guess. I have a couple things, future events, and this is sort of under a new business category, and I just want to kind of give you folks an update. On October 31st, I am working with Jen Gard. She's supposed to be a new member, Mary. You've been in touch with her?
What's her name?
Gard, G-A-R-D, but that could be a maiden name.
I
Jen,
sent-
Oh, you know what I think, where'd she come from?
she came from Club Champion. I sent you I think I
Oh.
sent you an email with her email address and
Yeah,
name.
you
and
know what?
whatever.
I think she told me did she do something with, is she involved in like exercising and stuff?
yes, she is.
Yeah, I believe she sent me a notice saying she's still interested and she's just trying to, where did I put that?
Yeah, she's gonna sign up within the next
Oh,
week.
here
or
it
so.
is, yep.
Who is this?
Jen
Jennifer
Gard.
God. She messaged me back on 9/12 and I believe she's gonna join. She's just trying to follow up on some stuff.
She happens to be, or she was at one time, a single digit golfer, so it'll be fun. Anyway, I bring her up because she is, I've been working with her on setting up a Get Golf Fit
Mhm.
program. And she is going to start it October 31st. And it's going to run for 8 weeks and on Monday and Wednesday mornings. We've set it up for 8 to 9 a.m. for those early birds. And she's made arrangements with the county to secure permission to operate, I guess, out of the park Lake Ida East. Someone knows where that is.
Okay,
It's down by the
Yeah,
Playhouse.
that's-
Does that make sense?
Yeah, I think it's down by where Ann lives.
yeah,
Playhouse, kind of go in the back way.
Oh, okay. Anyway, I've been just finalizing a couple of details with her. And I am going to be sending out something. This is, again, something I don't want to send on Facebook. So I will send it out to the entire current membership once I have that updated in my computer. So that would be coming out this week. She is going to charge $240 for the 8-week program, so 16 sessions. And I don't know if people are going to want to do this or not. So this is going to be kind of fun. If someone comes in halfway and wants to pick up 4 or 5 sessions, she'll charge $20 a session. And it should be interesting. She also she's actually married. She got married this spring to Alex.
whoa,
Yeah.
whoa, yeah, whoa,
Okay.
whoa,
Whoa.
Wojcicki?
W-O-L-K, woke. It's
Something like
woke.
that?
Anyway, he is the new general manager of Club Champion. And back in the spring, when we were trying to get additional raffle prizes for the member guests, I happened to drive in there and I met him that day. And he, on site, he said, I will give you a gift certificate. And he did it. And I was very impressed because, you know, as you recall, I had trouble getting anything from PGA. And I just thought it was really great of this young guy to step up and do that. Anyway, they happen to be married. So he would like to do on November 2nd. That would be the day before the opener, from 5 to 7:30, have an open house at Club Champion. And they will provide wine and some little, you know, finger food, cheese and crackers or something. And they'll have a couple of certificates for maybe contests that they run in their shop that day. It might be a putting contest or something of that nature. And I told him that I will find a way to provide a gift certificate of something that where we can have a drawing so that if people attend, they would be maybe get a drawing to a restaurant up there. Club Champion is up at Delray Marketplace. So anyway, that is going to be November 2nd. He would like to do another one later in the season. Not later in the season, actually probably later in the month, maybe something that would encourage people to do something, you know, for the holiday season. But he's very gung-ho. And of course, he's trying to trump up some business, which is, you know, applause to him for doing that. But it's quite an operation there. It's very interesting, don't you think, Pam? What they do.
Yeah.
And I'm sure it'll be educational for people and, you know, they'd have a chance to be exposed to it and like it or not like it. But, you know, it's free wine is the way I look at it. So
Carol, for those of us not that know, what is Club Champion?
Yes.
Club Champion is a franchise that, well, maybe not a franchise, but it's a group of
The franchise,
they have operations in cities around the country. And what they do is they actually custom make or specify clubs for your body type and your skill level. So, for example, I went up because I was so impressed with him. I went and had a putter fitting, and they charge for the fitting, but lots of times the charge is waived. I think if you purchase something, but anyway, they put you on machines, or it helps you to use diagnostics to determine exactly what you need and why you need it. And it was extraordinarily helpful to me to see how it is I'm putting and why I'm doing everything wrong. But you know, they end up when the putter fitting, they could determine what type of putter I should use, whether it should be a blade or a mallet or a toaster or whatever they call those things. And what my swing plane is like when I putt, because you think you're going back straight and back through, you're not. And so then from that, they can determine what lie the putter should be, what degree of the lie, and the weight they should use. And it was fascinating. Now, in addition, I have been there actually with Ann Craft before, and they have bays where you hit into a simulator and they can determine break it right down to the type of club head you should be using, the type of shaft, the type of grip. Even on the putters, is what type of grip you should have to improve your putting. Pam has done it too, haven't you, Pam?
Oh, yeah.
You've been.
Yeah, and I mean, they try every different head, different shafts, and they monitor you hit balls, and I got an extra 30 yards out of my driver. I bought a new driver. As when I hit it the way I'm supposed to. You know, and I've gone to them a couple of times. My next one might be my putter. Might be next.
Now,
too.
I realize that this is kind of a commercial enterprise, but I thought it might be educational. And again, people have the choice of attending or not attending. So.
Yeah.
No, it's great.
I have scheduled it for November 2nd, just to kind of coincide with the beginning of the season. And because we have so much going on in November, we have, you know, Jen's going to start the fitness classes. We're going to have the Club Champion thing. And then we have the opening day, we have the luncheon. And then we go into, is it the 16th that we have the wine tasting at Delray? I'm sorry, November 9th. We have that.
The 9th, yeah.
So November's kind of a happening time. We're going to come off get off the gun here.
Yeah.
So does anyone have any objection to this? Any of these things, these two things?
Oh,
Sounds like fun. I hope I'm there.
yeah.
Well, I hope you are too, Claire.
I hope so. I just don't know at the moment.
I see. Okay, so we have the raffle thing, and then the next thing that we have is a future event. We'll be getting into the member pre-party, but that seems like a million years from now. Any other thoughts, questions, or?
Well, can I just go through the interclub? Sorry, I
Sure.
was. So I was thinking. of
Okay,
sen-
absolutely.
I was thinking of sending the first letter out mid-November with a deadline of December 31st, but in the meantime, I would just do first letter and then second letter. And then starting date about January the 16th. For 4 weeks, it would go on for if we do the 16 teams, 32 players. I looked up the handicaps and it looks like 10, maybe a little bit more was the most difference between teams. So if we can, keep it at 10 handicap. And I've tried many times to get the pro and the assistant pro. I sent an email to Pat Racanello asking her if she could go in there, and then I got a letter that the pro had retired. So what
Right.
I'm looking at is Mondays around 11 o'clock, 4 weeks, which would take you into mid-February. And it, wouldn't interfere with anything because it's a Monday and I'm sure people can golf twice a week. So that's my notes.
Okay.
Does the
So
4
the-
weeks include the playoffs?
Yeah, so the 16 teams, the second week would divide into 2 eights, the winning team and the beaten 8. And then they would play off, so then there would be 4. And then there would be 2, and then between the 2, we would decide the winner of the winners and the winner of the beaten 8.
Excellent.
We can call them north and south if, you think beaten 8 is too,
I like beat eight. I love the way that sounds. Okay, well, I have a couple of questions about that since you're here. Will there be an entry fee?
oh, yeah. Well, I think there should be, because if I mention it right away and we max it out at 32 players, kind of first come, first serve, I don't see why we can't spend $10 to belong to Interclub, each player,
So $20 for a team.
each player.
Yeah. Okay. I have no problem with that. Okay, you had a kind of a long sign up period. And you're going to take first come, first serve, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
So I don't even think you need a finite end to it. First come, first serve. If you know that there's only 16 teams, that's right, 16 teams.
32 players, yep.
Just think about this group right here. You're probably seeing some teams right here. You could see 5 or 6 teams right here, right? Based on the people who are in this group. And that doesn't leave a lot of teams left.
So how about give them, well, the problem is that, I guess half the people don't even come down till, around the 10th of January or after Christmas.
Mhm.
So I suppose if I put down January 16th, they know the start date, so they can figure out whether they're going to be here or not. So yeah, I could do like December, I don't know, 15th seems kind of, it's only a month, unless I start sooner.
Do you need an end date? I kind of agree with Cheryl that when this goes out, I think people are gonna jump on it.
Oh, and just say, first come, first serve and see how it goes.
Yeah.
Okay,
What,
You're gonna be here on the opener, right, Elisa?
yeah,
Okay, so you will be able to promote this and
yeah, I can talk to it. Yep.
I want to start at that point.
Have a sign-up sheet for the opener.
Yeah, I can, my husband's putting his 2 cents worth in.
Great.
Have
We
a sign
need
up,
all the help we can get.
have a sign up sheet at the opening.
that's an idea. I was wondering about do people need to commit to the 4 weeks? I mean, people shouldn't sign up if they're going to be taking a cruise.
Yes,
No,
for sure.
right. And I think I should mention that in the letter.
Yeah, because, we had a problem with, people losing their partners and then going out and seeking another one.
Yep. Yes, that's right. We can't do that.
So
Yeah,
we want to avoid that this year. So people have to commit to it. I mean, you could,
Yep.
yeah,
injure yourself
I
playing
think you put,
pickleball or something, and there
you
would be a
put the-
legitimate
yeah,
excuse,
you,
but
you put the dates of the play and you
Yeah.
say, you have to commit to these dates. We're not gonna change them, and
Right.
so don't
Okay,
sign
yeah.
up if you can't play these dates.
Or you're playing
Yeah.
light.
No, I agree. I agree, because it was a little messy last year.
yeah. and
The
it's-
problem is, who am I talking to about making this this authoritative decision at the club?
That is a really good question. I have a message into Sharon to get her, but I think she just doesn't even want to talk to me. I think I kind of know what you're feeling.
Like
I
we
was
did,
gonna say, send me an email with the dates and I'll go in and talk to Rick. I think right now Rick is kind of,
The ceiling has fallen to Rick.
and see if he can make that commitment, and he'll tell me. I asked him I said, why don't you become the pro? He doesn't want it. He does not want the job.
okay, well, Pam,
Don't blame him.
not to go over top of Pat Braccanello's head. If you do go in, could you send Pat and myself an email
Sure.
with whatever comes of it?
And Lisa, that's to that point, just a quick note. We had tentatively put Pat in on the board for this
Yeah.
coming year, but I have asked that she be removed. Not because I have anything against Pat, but because we are a little bit A player heavy right now, and I don't want another A player in there. She can certainly still be on your committee as it stands, but I don't want her listed on the board.
Sure,
Okay.
sure. Yeah,
Tell them that the club already committed to the.
yeah, we know, yeah. I mean, the club, when Retief was there, did make the commitment. So Pam, you could mention that.
And we
Yeah.
have a commitment at regular LGA rates for that day, correct?
Yeah.
And
Play
right.
rates.
that's right,
Yes.
that as well. Yes, the discounted rate. And I'll mention that in my.
Especially because you lost Interclub. And because nobody wants to play at Delray.
Right, that's right.
And the beat goes on.
Yeah,
Okay,
Okay.
so anyone else have any, I'm glad you brought all that up, Lisa. You've given
Yeah.
us a lot of thought and I appreciate that.
Yeah.
Anyone else have things that they've given thought to? Excellent. Okay, well, we've canceled October 10th in deference to our Canadian Thanksgiving celebrations. So are we able to do something on October 17th for our next meeting?
Yes.
Yes, I can.
Are you traveling?
hope to-
Lisa?
I hope to be arriving on the 17th or thereabouts. So yeah, I should be okay for like 3:30.
Okay, let's do that. All right, if we're all set, then I would call the meeting adjourned. And look for a motion to accept that.
I make a motion to adjourn.
Thank you. All
I
right.
second.
Thank you, ladies, for all your hard work. It's come along great.
Thank you, Cheryl.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Yeah,
Thanks
thank
to
you.
you, everyone. Cheerio.
Bye.
Yeah.
Carol, I'll send you the link to the recording.
Thanks so much.
Pam, if
This
you
is like
go Saturday
cheating,
or
Carol.
Sunday, let me know.
I know, I need every little bit.
Not
of-
really. She has to listen to it all again. It's torture.
Thanks,
Marla.
Pam. I'll look forward to hearing from you, Pam.
Okay.
All right. Thank you all.
Okay, bye.
Bye-bye.